Hello, Jason here from Septic Tank TV, and in today's short video I'm going to show you a really simple solution of how to fix the problem if your neighbour's septic tank is in your garden. Okay, so let's get straight into this. Many people ring me every week with a singular problem, and that is the neighbour's septic tank is in their garden. So let's pretend this is your house and this is your neighbour's house, and in your garden you've got one septic tank, right? The neighbour's house, via a pipe, all their poo and wee go into a septic tank in your garden, and the pipe from your house goes into the same septic tank. Now, why is that normally a problem? Well, because number one, you've got someone else's poo, someone else's wee going into a tank in your garden. And if the tank's old or it's tired and worn, then you've got problems, haven't you? You've got problems with pollution, with sewage risk, with stuff like that. If there's problems with the tank and you need to maintain it, you need to repair it, you need to replace it. In some instances, the people connected to that tank refuse to pay the half of the cost towards, fixing or repairing it. Sometimes they even refuse to pay their half cost of what it costs to get the tank emptied. It also presents itself and comes up a red flag when you come to sell your house, because the people buying your house, just imagine I was buying your house and the pipe from your house goes into the same septic tank. Now, why is that normally a problem? Well, because number one, you've got someone else's poo, someone else's wee going into a tank in your garden. And if the tank's old or it's tired and worn, then you've got problems, haven't you? You've got problems with pollution, with sewage risk, with stuff like that. If there's problems with the tank and you need to maintain it, you need to repair it, you need to replace it. In some instances, the people connected to that tank refuse to pay the half of the cost towards, fixing or repairing it. Sometimes they even refuse to pay their half cost of what it costs to get the tank emptied. It also presents itself and comes up a red flag when you come to sell your house, because the people buying your house, just imagine I was buying your house, right? And I found out that, okay, you're on a septic tank, I can live with that, but hold on, the neighbour's septic tank's in our garden, right? I don't want to buy the house. It's all becoming a problem. So this is the plight that many people find themselves in. So let me show you a really simple and easy fix. Okay, so this is the fence separating the two gardens, okay? So the first thing, if this is you, you need to cut yourself off from that existing septic tank. And you do that by getting yourself a septic tank and soak away kit, right? Once you've done that, you'd put your new septic tank, say, in here, and that would be connected to a soak away here, okay? So there you go. And then what you would do, you'd come off, you'd spur off that pipe there, and you'd come into your new septic tank here, and you'd cut yourself off from the existing system. So there you go. So yes, you've got two septic tanks in your garden for now, right? So here's your new one, all legal and compliant. Here's the old one, right? Now, once you've done that, you can say, look, your first port of call would be to go to the neighbours and say, look, I've put my own system in now. The septic tank that you've got in our garden is not legal. It's not compliant with all the new rules and regulations that came into force on the 1st of Jan 2020. We'd like you to please put your own septic tank in your own garden, and so we can decommission that tank. Now, that's a very reasonable request, especially, as I said, if, excuse me, the existing septic tank that's you've both been connected to for like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, it's now illegal. So that's good grounds, right, to get them to put their own septic tank system in. So they can buy themselves a septic tank and soak away kit like you did. They can install it, job done. But let's say they don't want to do that, right? So the only legal route you can now go down is to force their hand. So you would then have to go to the environmental agency, right? So you go to the environmental agency and you'd say, look, we've got a septic tank in our garden. It's not legal. We're not connected to it anymore. And it's got someone else's poo, someone else's household waste is going into it. It's polluting our garden. It's not only a pollution risk, but it's a health risk for our children, for our grandchildren. We want you, excuse me, we want you to tell them to put their own tank in so we can decommission the septic tank in our garden. Now, 9 times out of 10, by just making that simple phone call to the environmental agency, getting an officer around, he'll assess the situation. If they've got a garden suitable for it, which if you have, they'll have because they were built at the same time, then they will order these people to put their own septic tank and soak away in. So again, all they have to do is buy a septic tank and soak away kit. They can then put a new septic tank in like you did from there, and then they can cut themselves off for it, and then you can just decommission it, right? That means you can just, smash it up and fill the hole in with soil, or just put the soil into it to decommission it from the hole that was dug for your septic tank. So that may sound a bit convoluted, but basically, right, put your own tank in, ask them to do the same. If they don't, phone the environmental agency and get them to force them to do it. That's it in a nutshell. So there you go. That's how to fix the problem if you've got someone else's septic tank on your land. So listen, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you'd like to see more free tips and advice, then just go onto Google or YouTube and type in Septic Tank TV, and you'll see more free videos like this, which hopefully will fix your problem. Listen, thank you very much again for watching, and you take care, and I'll speak to you soon.